It's Mgtow Righteousness coming at you with another video, and it's kind of late. I actually enjoy doing my live streams late at night, you know, at dark. As you can tell from the title, is the failures of weak men. And in today's society, we have a lot of weak, stupid, idiotic, non-honorable, non-righteous men in that orderly fashion. What do I mean by that? A lot of men put women first, and that's not how it was never supposed to be. Men are first in everything. Men are first when we go to the store. Men are first when we leave the store. Men are first when we go in the car. Men are first when we park the car. Now, what I mean by first is I mean we created it first. We have dominion over it. We own it. We can do whatever we want with it. Maybe not every man, but there's specific men that create these conveniences for society. These are some strong men. They understand the ecosystem of a healthy life. you know being head of the household, being an honorable man to God, honoring your wife, protecting your wife. Your wife is supposed to be submissive to you first, so you can see if you can be a great protector for her, if you can provide for her. She's supposed to prove to you her honor first. That's what she's supposed to do. Not you. You're not supposed to protect and provide for her first at all. Whoever invented that stupid ass rule is retarded. Women should prove to themselves, to you, why you should protect and provide for them. Because at the end of the day, it's your money they want. Even if a bitch says she has her own money, she's still gonna look to you to use your money, regardless, because it's in her nature, and the relationship wouldn't work out if she's paying for everything. So that's why, as a man, it is important for you to make her prove her worth before you prove yours. All right. Prove why I should marry you. Prove why I should date you. Prove why I should even waste my time talking to you. Now, if she feels, oh, she's too bad, or you're not good enough, bye. That's no problem. Because 10 out of 10, she won't find another man. And if she does, the man's going to leave her. See, men, no matter what other men say, we all have the same honorable spiritual system. Either you embrace it or you fight it. And I see a lot of men without fathers fighting it. Like, perfect example. There was a million woman march maybe like last year. It was a bunch of women when Trump got elected or whatever. There was no reason. I mean, that's the reason. I mean that's the reason why women are being these Instagram thoughts are being taken down by the IRS. It's exactly that march. But there's no reason for men to be helping women in a situation like that. That's the fall of a weak man, an unrighteous man, an ungodly man, unprotective man. You get what I'm saying? Because what I mean by that is, why are you fighting for women's rights when women would never fight for your rights ever? Women have not gone overseas and died and fought for our lives as a whole. Masculinity, men have to be toxic. You have to get the pressures of the planet, the pressures of the world, and the failures of you trying to do the right thing out somehow. Okay, that's the truth. I'm not saying go hate on somebody, beat somebody up, rape a bitch, nothing. I'm not saying do those types of things. What I'm saying is you need to harness in your toxic masculinity and use it for the greater good. That's why you have good and evil. That's why you have good men, bad men. That's why you have that's why back in the day you had good samurais and you had bad samurais, because they both used the honorable code. One used the honorable code for the righteous path and the other one used the honorable code for the evil path. And it's up to men to balance the world out. It's not for women to do. Women can't do that. Okay? If that's the key, women are 3,000 years behind us right now. Okay, we've created everything, we've done everything. I'm not trying to, I'm put down women, but it's the fucking facts. Like, women have not created anything that everybody in society uses on a regular daily basis that's convenient for the world. No, I haven't. So that's why when you're me talking to a woman, You have to have your honor with you, meaning that you are above her. You got to think, I don't care how good she look. You are above her. If she can't see that, then she's a dumbass. And I don't mean above her like you control her. I mean that you have a higher purpose on the planet than her. Her purpose is to reproduce. Whether she thinks it, wants to think it, wants to believe it, don't roll. Our role as men is to have dominion over the planet, create different things, break different boundaries of technology, break different boundaries of laws and economics and stuff like that. If women want a counterpart in our world, that's fine. They could come into our world, and they do. I'm in the manufacturing field. I build jet airlines together. Okay, for the military, I build air rods and air fuel rods for F-125 jetter flight planes, and I also do the same thing for commercial airline carriers. If I mess up on one gratification on an airline carrier, that whole airline carrier with the 255 people members on board are coming down. That's a lot of pressure on my brain. Okay. I'm not saying women ain't got pressure, but they have an scapegoat. Men really don't have an scapegoat. But back to these weak ass Mgtow brothers. Back to these weak ass men. I seen this video of this guy saying that, I see a couple of videos here and there saying is uh Mgtow is weak, and they think Mgtow get any woman I want, like anytime. The point of Mgtow isn't to show or make people think that you're afraid of the opposite sex. It's to make a standpoint that, listen, we understand that there's a loophole that you bitches found. We understand that a lot of you bitches use our own nature and our own morals against us. And we understand that that shit's not going to happen. We're not going to let it happen. So we understand what you like. So we're going to take away what you like, which is our resources. And the best way to do that is to leave you hoes alone. Now, I can fuck with you hoes whenever I choose to, but until the court system and what I feel needs to be better for men in society as a whole, not women, men, then I'll fuck with you. Then I'll talk to you. Then I'll give you a girl the leeway. Then I'll open the door for women behind me. Then I'll hire some women under my position. Then I'll do what I need to do as a man, because society is balancing itself out, which it is. Society is balancing itself out right now. Okay, in my previous video, and I don't want to use the same example, but the IRS is going after these women and stuff and putting them in jail. It's a great thing. The same thing with the cops and the police and the feds going after these drug dealers. It's a great thing. You're bringing down the community. One, you're bringing more addicts, and another one, you're destroying more hearts. Okay, they're pleasure symbols and they're fucking demons. Drug dealers, prostitutes, IG models, they're all in the same fucking evil category, whether you think it or not. Okay? And the people that enable them, say it's okay, say, yeah, hustle, how are you supposed to hustle? Their iniquity is just as powerful as theirs. Okay? No matter what little bit of good deeds, because the thing about good deeds do not take part of an entire characteristic personality of evil traits. You get what I'm saying? It depends, if I save somebody's life and I'm an evil person, then yeah, I might get granted to go to heaven. But if I'm doing wrong by enabling them, saying it's okay to do the wrong thing, that means even if I do a right thing, my right blessing will be blocked out because of the evil thing I've done, or the evil thing I've spread through my mouth and told somebody to do wrong. Okay? There's more than one way to block your blessing. Some of these guys that I see have no fathers. Most of these guys that talk crap about, first of all, as a man, how can you go against another man when it's only to benefit us? That makes no sense. As a man, when we come together, we don't come together a lot. See, that's why you could tell a lot of these sucker ass, wimp ass, not knowing, understanding have an understanding of righteousness and wisdom as men, these guys don't have no fathers. These guys look like they look up to their mothers. These guys look like they have aunts and cousins of females. And if they do have fathers in their family, their fathers are the same victims of them, in a sense. Okay? I have my grandfather in my life. My grandfather used to take me with him, and we used to work on roofs. Okay, we used to work on roofs. He's a landlord. He used to make houses, buy houses and flip them on the market. Okay, and he's told me how to renovate a whole floor. I could rip out a whole floor, put a whole floor down, take out whole ceilings, put a whole ceiling, drop top ceiling up. I could fix a whole roof, put shingles down, put the board plywood down, put the shingles over it, staple them down. I know how to fix a house. And I'm young, I'm 26. I don't need no contractor. These are the masculine traits that a lot of these young boys on these YouTube videos, talking about Mgtow this, Mgtow ain't this, Mgtow ain't. These are the guys I'm talking about. These guys wouldn't know how to fix a tire if they fucking car flat on the highway. Okay, they gonna call AAA. The first thing they'll do, mom, AAA. You see what I'm saying? You cannot take these men serious. Women take them serious because, and in some cases, women don't even take these niggas serious because in their eyes, it's like, motherfucker, why are you here? There was one little video I was watching, about that same march that happened with last year or whatever, and it was a guy, with a "Make America Great Again" cap on, talking to this left feminist, right, warrior or whatever, and she's like not even letting the guy speak or whatever, right? And the entire time she's talking out of emotion and to the point where it's not even making sense. The guy to the left was saying, the guy that was on her side was saying, yeah, it's the problem of men is the toxic masculinity. And when this dumbass said that, in my brain, I was like, he's dumb. But even the girl, as dumb as her comments and statements were, she pretty much belittled the guy who was defending her. So that right there, I mean, if I can find that clip, I'll put it up. But that right there should prove to people everywhere, no matter if you help a woman will, if she's not into you, if she don't care about you, if she don't give a fuck about you, she won't help you the same way. And that's true in relationships, in life, at the workplace, even in life, even if you have a mom. Okay, I'm not saying I'm not saying you can repay your mom. Some men have the ability to, some men don't. But what I'm saying is, say you could repay your mom, right? All right, say you live with your mom till you're 18. You leave the house, you become successful, more successful than her, and then you repay her by buying her house and doing, whatever you need to do. Say now she wins money. You think your mom, or say she wins the lotto, you think your mom is gonna repay you? You think your mom's gonna repay you the way you paid her? No. Because women are devious. Women are the same corruption that could corrupt a man's heart. The Bible, you see, the thing is, I always say this in my videos, but righteousness comes from the Lord and comes from grace and God. So I have to refer back to the Bible, to my scriptures a little bit. Women are a part of iniquity to a righteous man's heart because we were created first. And I'm a scientist. I'm in the lab. When I'm doing the gold cuttings and when I'm making sure a lot of those chemicals on some of the parts, like some of the paint, don't come off, when there's a premeditated adjust to them, meaning that before the part is made for the plane, there could have been something transition, something could have happened, right? So the paint has to be a certain color or a certain chemical. So even after, it goes through the machine, the paint is still there. And I have to look in the laboratory and with under the microscope to make sure, the atoms are the specific certain kind. So the paint could withstand a certain temperature when it goes in the machine. So when it comes out, the part is ready to go, right? So when I used to look at some of the DNA structures for women and men, and I might, I don't want to say this because they're not gonna. This is like some Dr. Sebi shit I'm putting you guys onto right now. I might get assassinated for saying this, and they're not going to tell you this. All right, they'll never tell you this, and some men might deny it and even know the truth, and women might know it and deny it. When I used to be in the fucking laboratories, right, when I was doing biology, and I used to look at some of the DNA codes and DNA structures of men and women, when, believe it or not, man's DNA structure goes back further than women. So there, I mean, I've looked at hundreds of DNA samples, man, hundreds of DNA samples of different races. I mean, not all, but some. I mean, like 30 to 25% of men's gene. I mean, these genetics go back way farther than women, and I'm mind baffled sometimes because I'm like, how is this possible? I still can't understand it. Man was here before woman. But if back, I don't want to go back to the Bible, but I'm gonna quote some things out of the Bible. It says in the beginning, when God created man, we weren't of flesh and blood. We were of flesh and bone. So that means we had a whole different structure. Our DNA was different. We were completely different. So maybe men were doing something to reproduce with other men. Who knows? We don't know. Or what another concept of that is when we were chloropods. I mean, am I saying it right? When we were at our earliest forms of evolution, which were cells, the first cell was a man. It was a male cell. It was a predominantly male cell. And what happens with cells? They split apart and make other cells, right? So when they split apart and make other cells, and cells make other cells and make other cells and make other cells, those cells are still men, but they're reproducing to make other cells, other genetic organisms, right? Now the trick part of this is in the Bible it says that he put men in a slumber, and he took the rib from the man and made the woman, right? When you look into the laboratory, when you go into under a microscope, what happens when they remultiply? Where does another cell come from? It comes from its side. Okay? It doesn't come from the front of the cell, the left of the cell, behind the cell. It comes from the right part of the cell's side, and it reproduces another cell. And that cell will reproduce another cell the same exact way. So therefore, somehow, some way, the Bible is letting you know that science is in the Bible in a sense. It's very real. Okay? So this all leads back to my point. You have to act as if you run shit. That's why women don't like when men tell them what to do, because they want to feel how we feel. But sweetheart, we've been on the planet a couple like maybe a couple million years before you have, even as explorer pods, cells, okay? Before God put us in a slumber or whatever that was and reproduced some made woman, in our earliest evolutionary forms. I'm saying this, and Mgtow brothers, don't listen to these stupid, non-honorable men. A lot of these men have no honor on their neck. A lot of these men give money to females. I see also these men, you're Mgtow. I seen these two women. I've been going a little bit over my time, and I usually like to make serious videos about 20 minutes, 25 minutes long. I'm gonna speed this up. I've seen some of these men, claim to be Mgtow and do the complete opposite of Mgtow. No one's saying you can't have female friends as Mgtow. No one's saying you can't do what you need to do as Mgtow. Have sex. But you have to understand that is not a true Mgtow. Just like you can't claim you're a Christian smoking marijuana. That's not a true Christian. Mgtows do not talk to women because of how the court system is when it comes to marriage. That's why you have less men marrying women, because women don't want to be and don't want to play the traditional role. You submissive to your man, you prove to your man of your worth, and then your man provides and protects for you. A lot of these hoes want men to provide and protect to them first, and then somehow, some way, that don't work. Yeah, I can't even finish that sentence. That shit does not add up. It will not work. It will never work. Okay? Don't believe me? Look at the animal kingdom. The animal kingdom is the perfect example. If you ever get lost, my fellow MGTOWs, you can learn a lot of lessons from birds. A lot of my Jamaican Rastafarians know exactly what I'm talking about. And a lot of my Ethiopian Rastafarians know what I'm talking about. You can look at the birds. You can look at the jaguars. You can look at anything you need on the planet. Even look at some plants. All animals follow women, right? All animals on the planet follow women. When they try to do something, they try to get a woman, right? What does the woman usually do when they concept to the male? And then the male does what he needs to do, and then he protects and provides. It's not he protects and he provides first, and she can. No, it's not that. That's not how it works. Okay. So again, fellow MGTOWs, these weak beta males or whatever you guys call them, I don't even call them that. I call them shameful men, because these men, from a righteous point of view, a lot of my how I talk is from a righteous point of view. These are men that fall for anything, fall for any trap. Okay, as a MGTOW, you have to understand that women use your own moral principles against you. Even men will do it too. And the power of MGTOW is seeing through them and beating them at their own game. That's all this is. MGTOW, don't worry about the women. The women really mess them on. They fuck themselves up. Okay. Listen, you're gonna see a lot of women being nicer now. Times are changing. You know, times are definitely changing. A lot of women are gonna be nicer because a lot of women can't thought like how they were thoughting before. They have to conform. They have to go to school. They have to get a job. They have to do something. They can't just be doing what they were doing, or they'll get audited by the IRS. Or if they get taxed, if say they're making 100 grand, 200 grand, guess what? More than half of that is going to Uncle Sam. Okay, because you can't have all that power and oppress the society, just like the LGBT movement. You can't have all that power and try to oppress society like society won't fuck you up back. Okay? Like society won't hang you. Like society won't, like men won't get out of their way to be like, nigga, I'm gonna kill your ass because you gay. Like you cannot expect that. Like, why do you think so many women are being taken and being raped? To being a point proven to make sure that the society stays within its natural status as men as top, women as second, well, God as top, men as second, and women as third, and the children as fourth. You have women putting the putting God second, children first, man last. It don't like it's crazy. When you go against these natural concepts, you don't get natural results. When you fight the naturalism of the beauty of pink and blue, when you fight those natural concepts of love, pink female, blue male, when you fight those concepts, you're not going to get the outcome you want. You're going to expect the outcome you want, but you won't get the outcome you want. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go talk to a woman if you're a female. What you're going to do, you're going to talk to a male if you're a male. And those are blasphemies. Those are sins. You can't do that as a man. You can't do that as a woman. You could do that, yes, but you cannot do that spiritually. You're killing your own soul, whether you think it or not. And the thing is that's so funny is there is another plane. There's another side to this. Like I said before, fellow MGTOW brothers, my righteous men, my true righteous men. There's a whole nother side that after this life, whether you believe or not, think I'm stupid, even if you think you're just going to the ground, there's another side that we get judged on for what we do in this life. And we get placed somewhere else depending on how we do in this life. My fellow brothers. MGTOW warriors, my MGTOW brothers, my true MGTOW monks out there, keep doing what you're doing. Keep building those masculinity powers. Keep building that masculinity energy. Learn to get a trade. Learn to go build something with your hands. Learn to go do some stuff. Okay, that's what men are meant to do. We're meant to create, reshape our own destinies and our own, and reproduce or give life in a sense. Men, we give life and we take life. Okay, that's something my grandfather taught me. That's not even out of the Bible or out of scripture or nothing, or out of a Quran or nothing. Men give life to women, and we take life when we go to war. Women don't go to war. Women are the cause of war in history's time. A lot of these simp ass, you guys call them beta males, whatever. I call them shameful men. A lot of these shameful men, it's the same thing like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is clearly about orcs versus men, right? And it's clear that men on the right side want to make prosperity for the world. So if that's the intention of men, of these men on the right, why the hell is there men on the left helping these orcs? That don't make no sense. Don't you think the Bible says if you lead someone to captivity, you will be captive yourself? If you help, like in Lord of the Rings, say the orcs won, what the fuck do you think would have happened to those other men? They would have killed those men off too. So it's the same. I know it's a movie, but I'm using those concepts as in reality. What do you think is gonna happen if women really get every damn thing they want? What do you think is gonna happen to the men that help them? They gonna look at these simp ass, bitch ass men as if they were us, macho men, warrior men, honorable men, the men that they don't like, that they have to come correct to. They're gonna look at you like them, or as the potential to be one of them, and they're gonna treat you like shit. Okay. Yes, you could give a lot of women attention by saying the shit they want. That does not necessarily mean they like you or fuck you or whatever. Okay. A lot of Mgtow warriors will be strong, stay righteous, stay pure. And I'm about to do another video on another topic coming up.